Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be showing you how to make a super yummy and super delicious salmon chowder. So please stay tuned because this recipe is gonna be a favorite, especially during this winter weather. And yeah, please stay tuned and let me show you how. So let's go ahead and begin by first gathering all of our ingredients, making sure that everything is clean and ready to go. I used about 1.5 pounds of salmon. Always go with the wild kind. And dice it up. Make sure that you're using skinless salmon. And yeah, I like to go ahead and season, with the trio, the kosher salt, the smoked paprika, and the cracked black pepper. Anytime I'm working with seafood, I also like to add the zest of a lemon, especially when we're paying 50 cents a piece for these things. You want to use every single bit of it. So go ahead and season, and anytime that you're working with seafood, you always want to allow it, at least 20 minutes for it to come to room temperature. You never want to add cold seafood to any dish because it will cook very unevenly. And the salmon is going to cook very fast once you add it to your chowder, so you want to allow it some time to come to temperature. So make sure that you go ahead and mix it up really well, and make sure that all the sides are nicely coated because we like seasoning here. Now in a large pan or a pot, depending on how much you're making, go ahead and add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and I am working with the bacon of the heavens, you guys. Pancetta. If you've never had it, now's the time. And this is gonna help you build that base, that flavor. Go ahead and cook it until it is nice and crispy. Now if you do not have pancetta, if you have bacon, skip the oil and just get it nice and crispy. It's gonna be the same thing, guys. This is a chowder, okay? It's supposed to be homey, so work with whatever ingredients you guys have. Just make sure that it's nice and crispy, and that you go ahead and have those nice, delicious seasonings at the end of your pan, and that's going to be the beginning of your sauce. But yeah, I went ahead and I got it to this beautiful browned pancetta, and then I removed it, and I was trying to be really careful not to scratch the pan because my mom goes crazy when she hears that. But yeah, go ahead and remove it, and we will use this as our delicious topping as well. So yeah, you don't want to waste any of it. As you can see, I was being really careful to go ahead and remove all of that delicious pancetta. Now if you need to add a little bit of extra EVOO, go ahead. Next I added 2 leeks, and if you cannot find the leeks, you guys, then your chowder is just not gonna have leeks. I also used 2 stalks of celery, which of course you can use that to replace the leeks. And just go ahead, season lightly with a little bit of kosher salt. That's just gonna help it break down. You don't want, super crunchy vegetables. This is gonna build our base. Once they are soft, about 3 to 5 minutes, I went ahead and I added some shallots. Now this is totally optional. I always have to add my twins, the garlic and an onion or a shallot. So I'm gonna go ahead and add mine. Again, this is a homey dish, so whatever you don't like, you can go ahead and leave it out. And shallots have a very mild flavor, so you only have to cook them for a little bit. And next, you already know, this is the chestnut, the ugly, the ajo, the garlic. I'm trying to say that in as many ways because I love my garlic. I used about, let's not lie, that was like 8 cloves. And yeah, go ahead and saute until fragrant. Once you can smell it, that means it is time to move on to the next step. But yeah, I love my garlic, you guys. I don't like vampires, okay? Let me live. So yeah, go ahead and make sure that you do cook it down a little bit. Like I said, once it is fragrant, then we can move forward. And I added about 3 tablespoons of flour. Now this is what's gonna be our thickener. Not to count, you know, the heavy whipping cream that we're gonna be using later. But yeah, this is gonna make that chowder, you know, chowdery. Just make sure that you spread it around, lower your heat a little bit, and cook it down. Once you see that you know, it's cooked down a bit, go ahead and add 1 cup of broth. I use vegetable broth. Now if you have seafood broth, you guys, if you just have it lying around, go ahead and use that instead. Obviously it's gonna give you a more pronounced seafood flavor, but this is, you know, the 30-minute version. So I went ahead and I used vegetable broth. If you have chicken broth, use that. Use whatever you have on hand. Next, we're gonna add about 3 cups of whole milk. Now, if you are lactose intolerant, I don't know what you're doing watching a chowder video. For me, thanks you guys. And then add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and yeah, you want to get every single drop in there. It's super yummy. Just, you know, this is not a low-calorie dish. I went ahead and I made sure that I seasoned my broth, because now this is chowder in the making. So add a little bit of salt, little bit of freshly cracked, or a lot, you know, that was a lot of freshly cracked black pepper, because I just think those flavors, that's what really makes the chowder super yummy. Next, you want to go ahead and add your potatoes. Now, if you like a really thick chowder, I suggest going with the russet. I had these yellow gold potatoes, so that's what I used. So I used about, I want to say 6, and after about 8 minutes, I added in my fresh corn. Now, I highly suggest you use fresh corn on the cob, because it's just a way different taste, you guys. Just go ahead, take that extra step. It's worth it. I mean, you already did all this. So go ahead and add your corn. Now, if you want to stop here, if you don't want to add any other protein, trust me, I tasted this. It was fire. It was good to go. I give it the Janet stamp of approval. You can get married. This is perfect right here, right now. But of course, we don't like perfect. We like extra, right? So let it cook for about 10 minutes. Let it thicken up. And now we are ready for the finale. Always give it a quick taste. Always taste your food every step of the way, but be mindful before you add salt that you added salt to your salmon. So, you know, just be mindful of that. I went ahead and I started nestling the beautiful salmon nuggets into the hot tub of chowdery goodness. Oh my god, you guys, right here I was like, I could see the finish line. I knew this was like heaven on a bowl. And yes, right here is, you can already smell it. You know it's gonna be super yummy, super delicious. And this is only gonna take a few seconds to cook, not even a few minutes. You can go ahead, once you add your salmon in, go ahead and kill the heat, cover it up for a few minutes, start getting your crusty bread, because it has to be warm, you guys. It needs the crusty bread, okay? So yeah, go ahead, give it a good mix, turn off the heat, cover it so that all of those flavors have a chance to get married, get to know each other. Well, they should have gotten to know each other before they got married, but you know what I mean. Let everything meld. And yeah, you guys, this is so yummy. So yummy. You're gonna absolutely love it. I really, really, really hope that you give it a try. So yeah, I went ahead, covered it up. I worked on my toasted baguettes. This is just some extra virgin olive oil, and we are ready to plate, you guys. I could not wait, not a second longer. As you can tell, because I'm making a huge mess, and you guys know that I'm clean and I'm neat. So just the fact that I was making a big mess should tell you something. So yeah, I went ahead, I had my bread ready to go, so we can dip that bread into that chowder. Go ahead and garnish with some chives, some fresh dill for the aromatics, because why not? You know, it just gives that little extra, you know, 𝗃𝗁𝗃. And then I added my crispy pancetta, and yeah, you guys. So we're at the end, and I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave me a nice comment, and I will see you guys on the next recipe. Bye. I'm gonna enjoy this.